Welcome to the Vet S.O.S. Veteran Educational Program Spotlight. Remember, don't drown the sea of transition. Grab the Vet S.O.S. Lifeline. Vet S.O.S. is brought to you by the Who You Know Network, and we're proud members of the Parade Deck community. I'm here today, as always, with Dr. Hira. How are you doing today, Dr. Hira?
Doing wonderful. I always enjoy learning about new institutions and opportunities, and I'm just glad we're able to bring it to the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is going to be a fantastic one, no doubt. Today, we're sitting down with Randy Spade, Executive Director of Admissions and Founding Director of Ashland University's Jack W. Liebert Military and Veteran Resource Center. Our program strives to serve service members and their families with comprehensive end-to-end support before, throughout, and after their time as students at Ashland. This mission is to model excellent quality services and programming to help them achieve their social, academic, and professional goals. Outstanding. How are you doing today, Randy?
Doing good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we are excited to learn more about this this program you have going here, and let's start with how you found yourself working in higher ed. What was it? Always a dream? Was it something that you worked towards? How'd that work?
So I was a tour guide when I was doing my undergrad at a small school in Kentucky, and it was in the admissions office, and I loved college admissions. I moved back to Ohio, and the university is about 9 minutes from my house. There was a job opening for an admissions counselor back in 2015. I applied for it, started there, and then worked there for a couple years until the school certifying official was retiring, and they were looking for somebody to replace her to do veteran GI Bill benefit claims. And I actually went to the wrong meeting that day. I was in the room, and that's how I happened upon my big career shift, life calling, all that kind of stuff. And I've been doing this ever since.
I love that.
That's fantastic. I was in the wrong meeting. It just sort of, happened that way. So, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to love that. And whether you're spiritual or not, you got to say that's some divine intervention, I think.
You just never know.
Yep.
I love that.
Never. Best accident in my life.
Fantastic. All right. So tell us a little bit about the program you have going on there at Ashland.
Yeah. So, we started with about 14 veterans in 2016. Those were only the ones that we were certifying GI Bill claims for. So the university didn't ask if anyone was military connected. We didn't know if anyone was. The only way we knew if somebody was military connected was if they asked us to submit, a GI Bill claim. And so we really, from the bottom up, changed a lot of university procedures, processes, offices, services, just to find out what the community looked like, what they needed, and then what we could do for them. So we did that between 2016 and 2018 was really a lot of research, discovery, finding out what other schools were doing. And then in 2018, we did a soft launch of the program. We wanted there to be a one-stop shop for all military connected students at Ashland University. So my team and I, and by my team and I in 2018, it was just me. So I am myself, my imaginary team, we wanted to do everything for veterans, because what we saw was veterans and military connected students in general, they don't know always how to navigate everything at the university or college level, and college to college is different. And so what they did maybe at the school they started with after they got out might be different than what Ashland was doing. So we had to do a lot of research to find out what people were doing, what veterans needed. And then I tried to customize a program that met all of their needs and did everything imaginable for them while they were in college. And along the way, I met this wonderful woman. Her name is Debbie Carl, and she is one of the most fantastic human beings I've ever met. She said, my dad was in the Navy. I want to do something in memory of him. I want to open a center, a standalone building that you can do all of the stuff you're talking about in. And so in 2020, we went, from 2018 to 2020, we did all of the planning for the center. And then in 2020, we got to open right in the middle of COVID. So the school was remote, but the center was open. And when the students came back, the veterans had a new home to go to on campus, and it was theirs and theirs alone. It's a 365 24/7 access building for veterans, but it's a restricted access building for them. So only they're allowed to utilize the space. They have all kinds of resources there for them at their disposal. My team and I are centered in the building. So that was a really long-winded answer, I think, to your first question, but I get really jazzed about this stuff. I think because I've been able to watch it come from absolutely nothing to, we have over 400 military connected families that we're serving, and that's active duty, reservists, veterans, spouses, dependents. I mean, we're so fortunate to be able to help these folks through their journey that I love it.
Yeah. I think you hit a critical point right at the beginning, right? As you were doing all of this, schools so often rely solely on the certification numbers. Like that's our veteran population. And again, that highlighting of, veterans don't have to certify. There's other ways and means that they're paying and being present there. So really expanding and getting that larger snapshot of what the community can look like is so critical, and making that initiative to say, hey, we got to go find the other people out there, I think is amazing. And then obviously using those numbers to build what you've built out. It's wonderful to see when communities also invest back in. You had somebody who said, hey, I want to help out. That's a thing too. I think schools, a lot of centers say, hey, how do I do this? And there's a lot of community members who are willing to kind of get involved and make sure things happen, get creative with funding. So it sounds like your community is very lucky in that investment in your efforts, as well as those around them saying, hey, let's make sure they have something here that they can be a part of.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what kind of, different events, tell us about some of the things you guys are doing on campus for the students, and, maybe how
so the academic year begins with an event we call Battle of the Branches. It's an invitation-only event. It goes out to all of our military families. All of our military families on move-in weekend descend on campus. They split up into their branches, and they compete in a series of challenges throughout the day. The winning branch or the winning team gets to fly their branch flag over the military connected house on campus for the whole academic year. So if the Marines win, all the Air Force will walk under the Marine flag the whole year. It was really what started off. We had a lot of military parents sending their kids to Ashland, and there was a lot of hesitation. There was a lot of, you could tell when we would meet with these families that mom or dad who was a veteran, they were tense. There was a lot of anxiety. And so Chelsea, who was on my team with me at the time, we started this event kind of as a parent meet and greet in a way that we knew veterans wouldn't do unless they were competing for their own branch pride. So we started it kind of as a way to get parents to like loosen up a little bit and meet each other so that they had a support network. And it's just turned into something that is like campus wide known. It's on orientation and move-in weekend, but everyone else on campus knows that battle is going on. And so everyone like clears around when we're playing capture the flag or when they're doing their land nav stuff. So it's this phenomenal event. It's a great time to come together, and for the students to meet each other, the families to meet each other. I think it's just a visible symbol of the investment that Ashland makes in not just veterans, but the whole family. So we have the veterans, their kids, and then the veteran parents whose students, whose children are coming as students. Everybody kind of gets to be together. It's a really cool thing to watch. That's the beginning of the year. And then throughout the year, we'll do various pizza nights, cookouts, kind of just casual social stuff. We found that our veteran community didn't respond to the typical stuff that they were telling colleges to do, right? So kind of programming and set this out and then sit them around in a circle. And our veterans were like, nah, man, we just want to hang out. And if you want us to be together, just like put pizza out and then walk away from it. Like just let us come. And then, so we started doing that. And then we have different depending on what month it is, we try to run different programs. So through one of our federal grants a couple of years ago, we were able to purchase VR headsets that were installed with some like anti-anxiety kind of calming software in them. So if veterans are in crisis in the middle of the day and they can't get a counseling appointment, they can't get somebody on the VA hotline, or it's not to that threshold, they can come grab a VR headset, sit downstairs in one of the chairs and just have that. And so we do mental health programming, we do social wellness, financial planning programming throughout the year. All of the stuff that I think we take for granted, some people don't understand. Like if you've been deployed or active for the last 6 years, this is your first department in 6 years, and you have not just a full-time course load, all of the stuff you're dealing with the college, but like all of your bills you have to keep track of and make sure that paid and all that stuff, just helping with time and money management, those kinds of programs throughout the year. And then at the end of the year, we have our cording ceremony. So all of our veterans are, they wear red, white, and blue cords at graduation. We have a ceremony where our team gets to place the cords on them. We recognize them for their service. Veterans get the cords, stoles, and then if a child is on campus but has a military parent and that parent used their GI Bill or some other benefit to help them through college, then they can pin them with a blue Ashland pin. So that way, as the son or daughter goes across the stage, mom or dad gets to still be with them and present as they celebrate that accomplishment.
Nice. What that fantastic program, man. I absolutely love that.
Lots of programming options. I love meeting all those different needs. And again, the complexity of what it means to be a military connected student. Again, there's all these different components to the experience and addressing them, meeting everybody where they are. I think that's a wonderful thing that you all are doing.
Yeah. Dr. Hare, this one went really fast.
I know. I was like so enthralled. I lost track of time there. So thank you, Randy, for joining us on Vet SOS today. On behalf of the Vet SOS family, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You can find the Vet SOS podcast on all your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, social media. Make sure you subscribe and follow Vet SOS so you don't miss a thing. And please remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the Vet SOS lifeline.